The opinions and views expressed by individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of this network, their group, or other organization they may be involved with.
Going on, friends, and how are you guys doing out there in the land of the internet? And we decided today that technical difficulties would reign supreme. I know, I fucking hate it. Technology can suck my left nut. Seriously, it can lick it while it's at it. Technology is the biggest joke that there is. You know, we're all dependent on it, whether it's your lifeline at the hospital and or it's your pacemaker, or it's the electronics in your fucking car. The thing is, we're relying on all of it. The thing is that, you know, we become slaves. Each and every one of us have become a slave to the society. The problem is most of you probably are a slave just like me. You know, whether you're going to work or maybe you got a wife that tells you what to do, or maybe you just happen to wake up alive today and you realize that this is the slavery that you get on this fucking planet. You know, we are the only species that pays rent here. How odd is that we're the only people that get to fucking pay rent here? The thing is, nobody's going to show up today's live because this is a recorded live because of technical difficulties. But I chose to go live instead of technical difficulty and record it, then completely wash and act like I don't care, because that leaves people hanging. Speaking of leaving people hanging, you know, you don't want to do things like that. You want to definitely carry through and always be the best that you can be. I know it seems so arbitrary, right, for most of you, but there are some quitters out there. There are some people that just can't carry through. Maybe it's the job's too hard, or maybe they didn't know it's going to be this difficult to be a parent. So all of a sudden they make a choice, and it's just fucking wackadoodle. Wackadoodle. Guys, let's get wackadoodle going. By the way, if it's not wackadoodle, and it should be, then maybe you're not at the right place. Let's hang out for a moment. Let's put these long commercials in there so you guys can have so much fun, because I know that you guys love these things. Here you go. Have a commercial.
Join us for NOK Network monthly specials, 12 months a year. Movie night. Spotlights on entertainment. And live on location coverage. Stay up to date about upcoming programming by subscribing to NOK Network on Rumble, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, Twitch, and Facebook. Check out our webpage at www.noknetwork.com.
Hey, hi, my name is John Mark, aka Sublimator Warrior, and I would like to welcome you to Smoke Signal in Tyndinaga.
One dab make your whole dome drip sweat. One dab make the homies all dip set. One dab, only really need one dab. One dab.
Smoke Signal is a medical dispensary where you can get all your products and needs.
Vaping a whole bunch. Might just start laying off the blunts. God. Ooey, ooey, gooey, that's a sticky dab. Sticky dab. Might just have to put this one on Instagram. Go and hold it in, feel it in your ribs.
So come and check us out in Tyndinaga. 55 Highway 49 in Tyndinaga. It's on the res, and we're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
Now we get back to the show.
Oh, you guys are back. Well, hello. Thank you, Steve-O, for probably helping me along the way. I'm sure you did, because things do seem to be a little different. Thank you so very much. Oh, Kim, how are you doing? Oh, it's Kim. Thank you very much, Kim. Thank you for fixing things like that. If you'd like to come up, you are always welcome up, my friend. You of all people are. So you're thinking of running a house of ill fame or a gambling establishment in Tombstone in 1885. Well, pony up some silver nuggets or some Adobe dollars. First, to cover the town's fees, and then per Ordinance 58. Ordinance 58. It's kind of important. The monthly fee of the house of ill fame is $7 per person, i.e., hookers, or person or properties, Johns, or prospectors, madams. This is a fee for the slam bam, thank you ma'am sort of house of crib. If you want to provide a little romance, first by serving some wines or malts or even a spirituous liquor sold by the glass and or the bottle by the monthly fee of $20, as they say, you can catch more flies with perhaps you can get more $7 fees and posting a bring your own bottle in sign or your own beer in sign. Wow, what a thought. And the gambling fees were $10 per month. This covers any games such as Monte, Faro, Post Faro, Roulette, Monte Radu, Roulette and 20s, or even the 20 dice, or even red, black, and roulette, or even Lansquerette, or even Tan, Stud, House of Poker, Keno, or any other game that people were playing at the time. Otherwise, the percentage goes to the household. This is the card game or any of these that were used, the same. They're played by money, check, credit, and or valuable things of representation of value. Woo! I think this is just about covers everything except for sport betting. Well, these guys had everything in this town. I mean, they were thinking totally ahead of the curve, and rightfully so. I mean, you had guys that were working in for the system. You had guys who were the system. I promised you guys something brand new last week, and I didn't get around to it. So we are at 10-minute mark, and I think you guys would enjoy. Carry on. Oh, so you guys are back. I thought so. I was packing one up, and I thought I was all alone. Good, I wasn't picking my nose. Wow. So back to your problem of opening an establishment with perhaps less fees. You could go with the cheapest fees of them all. That's 50 cents for each fire as a blacksmith or a house horseshoer or a barber chair if you know how to cut hair. I don't know. These were the choices that you had in the 18 whatever this was. They wrote this 1885, so the turn of the century. The most expensive fees go to liquor licenses where there's dancing, $2 a day or $60 a month. It looks like Tombstone invented the first DUI, dancing while under the influence. On April 9th of 1881, the Epitaph editorial reported that the town's revenue was most from a license fee of $2.50 per night at the dance houses on 6th Street. I mean, seriously? This is hey guys, come on down to Old Tombstone theme park. You got balls? How interesting, that we have this whole dichotomy of things going on. First and foremost, you grow up thinking of theme parks like Disneyland. You grow up thinking of Knott's Berry Farm, Magic Kingdom, and all these other places. You do not imagine that one day you're actually going to be employed at one. It's definitely the weirdest thing ever. You're back. Drummers, which are different from any other peddlers. They pay $5 a month as well as money brokers, auctioneers, and live stable owners. The drummers deal with it in merchandise that will be sent to Tombstone after purchase. Peddlers bring their wares with them to peddle. Also note that the term drummers does not include musicians and or orchestra or percussion section. Pretty wild, huh? Don't you think? I don't know. You know, as much as things have changed, they've stayed a lot the same. You know, people are still doing stupid things that we regret. People are still causing problems. The government's still fighting over stupid things like subsidies and cash loans and tariffs. And we're still sitting on gold mines that haven't even been touched yet because, well, for the longest time, they really couldn't mine. Now they have open core mining. It's kind of changed the way that the mining business has gone. You know, I spoke to an assayer a few days ago and had a really interesting conversation with him about the price of gold, the change of gold, the exploration of gold. And, you know, when you start looking at it and the change of things, it doesn't really matter. Guys, I'm up here talking to myself because this is what I do. Thank you for joining me in this whole talking to yourself thing. I hope that your day is complete. I hope that if you make any stupid decisions that you put it on video camera so everybody can see. That's right. Let everybody see your exploits. Let everybody see how absolute stupid you could be. You'll get more views that way.
Are you frantically pounding away on your keyboard these days? To discuss your views, share your passions, teach a skill, or share a craft to the masses on social media. Podcasting is a bright light that can help you reach a diverse audience. And the NOK Network can help. Even if you have no experience, NOK Network will work with you to develop your content to air on our diverse network to reach a wide audience, allowing us to grow together. Podcasts are aired on multiple platforms simultaneously across social media and streaming sites live through our network. Contact us and let's chat about how we can help you develop your podcast and join the NOK team.
Hey, hi, my name is John Mark, aka Sublimator Warrior, and I would like to welcome you to Smoke Signal in Tyndinaga.
One dab make your whole dome drip sweat. One dab make the homies all dip set.
Smoke Signals, Tyndinaga.
Smoke Signals, Tyndinaga.
Smoke Signals, Tyndinaga.
Ooey, ooey, gooey, that's a sticky dab. Sticky dab. Might just have to put this one on Instagram.
Smoke Signals,
Go ahead,
Tyndinaga.
hold it in, feel it in your wrist.
Smoke Signals, Tyndinaga.
Check us out in Tyndinaga. 55 Highway 49 in Tyndinaga. It's on the res, and we're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
we get back to the show.
You know, there's enough talk about what we do and how we do it, but enough people really don't want to show it off. I thought I'd take you guys for a little tour today. We have plenty of time. Got to shut the windows real quick. Windows are successfully shut. Pretty wacky, if I say so myself. You know, so when I bring you guys around here, my first thought was, how can I show you guys something a little different? How can I give you guys something that maybe is different than the average Joe or maybe than the normal consumer? And my conclusion is that I cannot do such a thing. But what I can do is I give you guys a little bit of a look. I can give you guys a little bit of travel. But we're going to start this thing the way that I like my friends to see the travel happen. You know, when I took retirement, I decided that I was going to retire. I was going to live the life of a retired musician. And we came to Tombstone, and I realized the magic of Tombstone is that we're a cool town with a whole bunch of bars and some really cool people. So I thought to myself, I got to get a job. I got to make money, because at this point, I was spending more money than I was making. So I came out and I decided I'd get a job. So I started asking the questions. Now, the questions of, what do you do? What does an old musician do? What does someone do to stay entertained, to stay happy in what you do? And the whole idea is that we, as actors, as people, as whatnot people, we have this thing that we do. So I want to show you guys just a little bit of what I do for my day-to-day. And I do hope you guys enjoy. This is a old Tombstone theme park. They're hard at work, y'all. This is where I come and spend a little bit of my time. We got Canada watching us right now. So, you know, this is he's got no guns on him to threaten us with. So this is the coolest idea. You know, when we have a trolley that takes you around town. And the idea is that, you know, when people come here, their biggest complaint is, I have to walk so much. Well, Tombstone is made for walking. So big part is that we got these trolleys that take you around town. Now, my first thought was, a trolley. How much could you possibly see and or do on a trolley? Well, quite a bit, actually. And that's one of the unique parts about being a part of a trolley. So a little later on, I'm going to run a camera while we run the trolley. So it'll give you an idea of kind of what we do at old Tombstone Trolley Tours. Right there, guys. Check that out. Old Tombstone presents Tombstone Trolley Tours, Arizona territory. Now, that's one way of seeing the town. You know, you can also see the town that way. Yeah. You get stuck behind them in traffic, and then there's those moments where you're like, oh my God, these are horses. Yes, horses. So let's step right over here for a moment, guys. Tombstone Trolley Tours. Guys, come on out, get them while you get a chance. Get a ride, see around town. You know, it really is worth the money and your time. It's really set up. So then after you take the trolley and it takes you around town, shows you sights, sounds, and it shows you all that good stuff. It then turns to old Tombstone, y'all. Old Tombstone. Think about it for a moment. When you go to Disneyland, you have different parts of Disneyland, right? You got this world, that world, fantasy world, adventure world, but we have Old Tombstone. Not only we have the Gunfighter Hall of Fame. Think about that for a moment. The Gunfighter Hall of Fame. What does that tell you just by looking at it? It means a bunch of badasses have their memorabilia in there. That's really what it means. That could be bad guys too, y'all. That could be from good guys, bad guys, the police, and everything in different. Can you think about how cool and how that makes you different than them? Think about it. These guys live in infamy from being gunfighters. We can talk about the stories. We can read about the stories. We can hear about Wild Bill. We can read about all that cool stuff. But when you really see it, you can really touch it. Man, I don't know. I love it's not even loving history. It's just loving this thing that knowing that, man, our ancestors were a bunch of badasses. That's what it was. Old Tombstone. This is the place to go, guys. You know, it's a whole lot of fun, little theme park. I mean, it's family-friendly, fun, exciting place to go. We even got cowboys and outlaws. Good morning, gents. Oh, outstanding. Could you imagine that these guys get to live that dream that you talk about and we talk about all the time? Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good. So, you know, at Old Tombstone, big part of what we're doing here is we're trying to reconnect people to that cowboy experience. You know, that experience could be everything from robbing trains all the way to the experience of having yourself a restaurant experience. But then Old Tombstone, y'all, right here. This is the place you want to come and hang out and have some fun. Where are you from? I'm from the NOK network. Oh, that's so cool. What the heck? So, like most of you know, during the week, this is my office. This is the place that I tend to come down here and play cowboy. You've been to my office. Well, thank you. You've been to my office. Let's take y'all on inside the office for a moment. This is definitely the way to go, my friends. And if you're not doing it, then you're not having fun. You know, this is a part of living that dream. You got to immerse yourself in whatever that dream is. So when the gunfight happens, I definitely want you guys to see it, smell it, and witness it. The smell of gunpowder, the smell of guns shooting. You can shoot some targets if you'd like. Electronic targets where no one's getting hurt. I like those things. Those are too much fun. So what do we go over here? Inside here, we have the seating arrangements to our cantina. That's right. Yeah, look at that. Look how comfortable that looks. You got all your orange seats. I want a red seat. Yeah, I know. And that's what most of you guys say. Well, there's plenty of seating for all of you guys to come and join us and take a seat and be a part of the show. I mean, at least you should be. You want to see one of my favorite parts? I'll take you to one of my favorite parts. No, we don't have a brothel here. How dare you, sickos. But my other favorite place that I like to go to. Good day, sir.
Oh, good day. Hey, sir.
Are we having a nice one today?
Oh, excellent time. Yeah. Got my shot of overhaul here, and got a good way to start the morning.
Tell me that is not worth living life. Tell me. So what we got right here, yes, indeed. Not only do we have pretty ladies, but we have, yeehaw, we got a saloon or a canteen, hell, depending on how you like to look at it. You know, I'm going to do my hardest not to shoot brands, okay, guys? So you guys aren't seeing labels of brands, but we do have beer, and we do have local brews, and we have brews from other places. We have non-alcoholic. We have candy for kids. We do have all that stuff, and we have a beautiful lady. Hello, Miss Hannah. So guys, if you do want to come and have a drink, this is probably the best prices in Tombstone, I think. Not only is it the best prices, but we got her. Not only got her, but we got good prices. And not only we got her and good prices. Oh my God, look at that, y'all. Ah, look at that. Yes, 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 yes. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. So in a little while, I'm going to give you guys a live presentation of what goes on over there so you guys can see the show, get a taste of it, not from my perspective, but what from really is happening. You know, if I hadn't had a chance to say hello and I hadn't had a chance to show you the guys there, check this video out.
Cochise Hotel. Established in the summer 1897 or something in the whereabouts of.
If you're looking for a home in
This is a historic, registered landmark, maybe even a ghost town. Once this porch faced a major railroad and a shipping hub for the pens of cattle and wagons and ore. Imagine the smell. Here rested on this, the front guest would sit on this here porch and take in the Arizona summer. Now, a private residence offering a unique bed and breakfast events, private parties, museum tours. Just remember, Team Franco has all your needs covered.
The alleyways and the byways of Tombstone. You know, there's an old saying that if you can make it down one of these back streets without getting raped, plundered, or stabbed, you're a tough son of a bitch. So the idea is that when we go down Tough Night, it reminds us that we're tough sons of bitches. That's what it reminds us. You know, the byways and the alleyways of the Wild West. Now, shows are about to happen here. These guys are about to do their thing. I don't want to take away from the show because I want to add to the show. I want you guys to be a part of that show. If you guys check out my page, you're going to go to Wayne Cruz's page. You can check that out, and I will have a live video of the gunfight show going on here momentarily in a few minutes. If you want to see that, or if you don't, you can check out other content just like you're seeing right now. If you do like this content, please remember that this is what we do, at least for the moment. Pretty amazing, isn't it? It's rather stellar to know that this is our backyard. Pretty cool. And to know that right over there in the dark mountains right there, that's Mexico. Mexico is straddled right behind us, below us on the map. It's rather interesting. Never thought I was going to live this close to it. So it definitely makes me go. You know, we never quite get to see things the way that the Outlaws did, because the Outlaws definitely had a different perspective of it. They didn't have telephone lines. They didn't have all these metal things that we have nowadays. It might have looked a little more like this. Yes, that is exactly what you guys think you are looking at. That is a 8-hole mini golf, Wild West themed, with pieces of history throughout it. Pretty cool, huh? Let's do this for walking purposes. Hi. At Old Tombstone, this is one of those. I don't get to see it this empty usually. Normally, when I'm here, it's in the middle of the workday, and there are just people all over the place, like mad, like all over the place. So I don't get to see it generally in this application. A lot of people don't know this, but the trains never ran through Tombstone. People get confused when they see this. This is just for display. Trains came through at one time, and the way that the federal government, the United States government, wanted to teach us, the people of Tombstone, a lesson was that they would stop the train yards from coming through, and they would stop from us from getting our parliament. Yeah, you guys made it. You guys didn't fall behind. I am impressed. I so thought you guys were going to fall behind. But as I'm out here and I do these, I look at it for the simple fact of why. This is my everyday town. I don't think of it as being the myth Tombstone. The movie wasn't made here. I think of the myth and the story that Wyatt Earp and his brothers did as a learning experience. I don't value the fact that they were bullies. I don't value the fact that they did what they did, but I like the fact that they did it. The fact that we have this Wild West history that people to this very day, when you were a little kid at one time, children at one time would actually enjoy to dress up like a cowboy. And they would actually go out and play guns with each other. And they would actually chase each other around the yard in the name of irreverence. It wasn't in this name of cowboys, Indians. This is what we did as kids. So now as we're here, this is the place that is made for the inner kid in each and every one of us to thrive. I get to see men, women of all different ages come through here, and that smile on their face when they see a cowboy is pretty stellar, if I can tell you the truth. And the fact that they look at you and then they ask you, "Oh my God, is that a real gun you're wearing? Oh my God, are you a real cowboy?" And the truth is, yes, yeah. Well, no, but maybe. Guys, please, 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 thank you for your likes and your shares and all your views. This has been pretty cool from me to you. As you guys know, only on the NOK and the I at WK, we make sure that you get different content throughout your day. You know, this might not be the normal content that you're used to. This might not even be close to what you're normally. What are you normally used to? A bunch of people sitting in their rooms, sitting in front of a screen, coughing a whole bunch, talking about weird stuff and some more coughing, and then maybe they cough a little more. Well, I figured I can cough right now. I'm going to go cough right now. I'm going to go set myself up for a cough. But what I thought would be more important is give you guys a little bit of gratitude. The gratitude that I want to give is the fact that thank you so much for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me, because without you, this would be a lonely, lonely trip. Now, that being said, back at my truck, the Batmobile. Back always to the Batmobile. You know, you can always count on that for 1 or 5 things. Here's an official 1800s bucking board, big wheel, 4x4 trailer. You too can have the wildest ride. Check it out. Bluetooth, an official metal wheel, and you can pull on 2 horses, 3 horses, 4 horses. Here's an antique bucking board. This here would be your Ford truck in your, how would you say, your 4-wheel drive for all of us farm folks. Take a look. Dude, I want to do. Oh, you guys are back. I was over here having ideas with my friend Doc. You know, I see why Wyatt Earp got in trouble, because when me and Doc get talking, we come up with some wacky ass ideas. You know, it's always good to have a partner. We were just having this talk about, wouldn't it be cool to have like an old school phone booth that we could jump in, shake the phone booth, and then we jump out and we're dressed in these costumes and we're dressed in our wardrobe. This is the shit that we have.
Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome to Tombstone here. It's your good old friend Doc Holliday. That's right. Yeah, Lefty, the ideas we come up with, ain't that just something there?
You know, you guys got to see some of these things that me and this guy talk about. The whole thing is that most people talk about. And by the way, if you guys don't know my good friend right here, a badass artist right here. I might have showed on my page about a week ago some pieces that he made. He made me some a coat hanger, a hat hook for my house, and they are so sick, one of a kind art pieces. I mean, how much time do you put into one of those pieces?
Well, I put in a little bit depending on how the pieces are going, and also the inspiration on the pieces. I can have like the coat rack that you have at your house. I put in probably about maybe an hour's worth of work onto those ones once I got them figured out, if I'm making a whole bunch of them. Now, when it comes to the sculptures, like the one you're going to see later, that he's going to show you later, it's actually the end of the trail, which is that Native American on a horse where they're bowing at the end of the trail. That's a one-of-a-kind only piece made out of a railroad spike, horseshoes, and baling wire. And it's a 1-of-1, and that piece will take me something like that. If I'm actually going to work on it all day, it will take me up to probably 6 hours, maybe.
Okay, so with art like this, when you just heard him say 6 hours on a piece, so then people will turn around and ask us, Wayne, how much for that coat rack? I really like it. I say to him, well, it's going to be $60. But the problem is we got to ship it to you. It's going to be $15 on top of the shipping. That's cheap shipping. Problem is that people want things for free. But it's a piece of art the gentleman's making. It's a one-off. You've heard him say 1 for 1. And then when someone asks, well, can we get it cheaper? No, we can't. We can't ship that cheaper. It's it just can't. And I hate to be that guy, especially with him standing here, but we have to, because what happens is if we make this miracle happen one time for somebody, then everybody expects it. And then all of a sudden we're asked out on shipping that we have to cover.
Yeah, you don't make no money.
Yeah, exactly. And it's art, guys. It's art. What we have here, the GSX 7775. It reaches speeds beyond all magnificent speeds. It will get you to Night City in no time at all. That's right, if you order now. But just wait, there's a whole lot more. Ooh, no pain. And that's normally where it hurts. Guys, take a look. Today's is unique. Take a look. Normally, when we talk about cannabis, when we talk about the use of cannabis, a lot of people get carried away with stoners. Yes, I'm a stoner, and I'm not about to say I'm not. But the big thing is...
Wait, you're a stoner? When did I find that out?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And the thing is, you know, when you guys have different methods of doing your thing, my friend today, I showed him Mr. Chuck Rock's Dark Water. Chuck Rock, thank you when you watch this. Thank you very much for helping some cowboys out, especially in those times when we got aches and pains, and that just makes it so easier. Plus, it also helps to just pass the day when you just kind of giggle shit off.
Wait, how long have you been standing there?
Wait, I'm standing here?
You can see me?
Yeah. Oh, shit, I said that out loud? You want to hit?
Why, of course there, sir. I would not expect any more better.
Best part too is that this is from
this is from the deep south type stuff, you know. I mean, it's Mongolian Acapulco gold type of stuff, you know, right from the Georgia. No, I have no idea what
the Mongolian gold. No, this is actually pretty cool because it's from Bisbee. This is some Bisbee weed, homegrown Bisbee weed brought from a friend of ours. So we have kept our tradition going here in Tombstone. Yeah, it's always. I'm so happy that I got introduced to someone with new smoke. It helps.
Well, this everybody on the other end of this. I will see you all later, and I'll leave you all to my good friend back to Wayne here. I hope to see you all soon, and come see me down here in Tombstone, Arizona. Come see the most authentic Doc Holiday you'll ever see, and I will trust me. You don't want to miss out. And plus, if you guys are all in Prescott in August, come down to Prescott and see the Doc Holidays, August 15th, 16th, and 17th. It'll be the 1-year anniversary of the Doc Holiday plaque unveiling where he stayed at in Prescott, folks. Come on down and see me and get pictures with me, and I'll even sign a few autographs. Maybe play a few game of cards, and we'll maybe have a spelling contest.
Catch you later. I'll see you in a moment. Right there in the history books. Not made up from me or you. Right there in the history books. The stuff made it live. Across the big stage, across the United States. They were talking about it for days. Possibly years. I don't know. I enjoy it, and I thank all of you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for coming and having a smoke. Just seeing how we do things here in Tombstone. I do appreciate you and all that you do and all that we do. We got a few more minutes to carry out. So, hey, let's carry out with a smile, yeah? We'll get a little bit of hydration. It is Arizona after all, everybody. And we do have to hydrate throughout the warmth. Even when it doesn't feel warm, that sun is just cooking it right out of you. Whew. Oh. I almost forgot.
From saloon fights to outlaw flights, Lefty's rhythm fills the nights. He'll podcast till the break of dawn in Tombstone.
So, the bank, would it work?
No, Stagecoach is where it's at.
Stage, but they're moving and you got to catch up with them.
No, it's the Stagecoach, trust me.
But you can get the lock boxes in the bank.
No, haven't you seen, that movie, Stagecoach and the Furious?
Yeah. Sometimes when I'm thinking up those skits and we're writing up these skits and we're coming up with ideas, we're trying to think of what could be a really cool tagline or what could be a really funny moment. Funny moments come in every different way. Whether there's someone calling you to say happy birthday, or that funny moment is the fact that someone slips on ice and falls on the floor. It's a funny moment. I think we need to take those funny moments in and remember those funny moments. For those of us who have lost people, know that those funny moments might be the only thing that kind of keeps you tethered to laughter than having fun with your friends, family, cohorts, whoever they might be. But, from me to you guys, I just hope that you guys have a glorious, glorious day. Because, it's weather out here. It's only getting better. I mean, yeah, we got some evil, ugly clouds up above as the sun kind of pokes through. But it still gives us that one opportunity to have a glorious day. Guys, from me to you, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Oh, I almost forgot. 1 second. For all of you who showed up today to see the one thing that you wanted to see, in a little while, we're going to have that live show that you get to see. And those of you who came here to smoke a little bit with me, I think we should definitely get that going on. I think we should have a little puff before you guys leave. What do you get when you... Okay. So, few things that we got to hold on to. 1, having fun. 2, living your best life. I know that sounds so cheesy, and a lot of people think that it's a bumper sticker, but there's more than a bumper sticker. I swear to you, there's way more than a bumper sticker, guys. I hope you guys have a glorious day. And from me to you, keep it green.
Woo!